Hello there. In my opinion, in order to be globally ready in any industry, the individual needs to have five things: more than basic knowledge of the industry they are pursuing, great communication and leadership skills, know the language of the international country they will be staying on, keeping up with the country's economic situation, and most importantly, have the passion to travel. My name is Giovanni Navarro, and on a scale from 1 through 10, 1 being not ready, and 10 being a guide in international business, I rank myself a 5 in being globally ready. I rank myself a 5 and not a 10 for a few reasons. I currently work in the banking industry, and for the past 3 years, I only work on the retail side as a personal banker. The banking industry consists of more departments than just retail, for example, commercial and wealth management. Even though I worked as a personal banker for 3 years, I had the opportunity to shadow colleagues from different departments. I was able to shadow a financial advisor, commercial underwriter, treasury management officer, and wealth management officer. Shadowing my colleagues helped me gain more knowledge of how the banking industry works. Even though I speak two languages perfectly, which are English and Spanish, I would like to learn at least two more languages. I've never been to Europe, and once I found out that I was going to Denmark and Italy for the MBA program, I booked a flight to France and the United Kingdom. I knew I couldn't base my opinion of Europe from solely two countries, so that's why I booked an earlier trip and visited these two other countries. From the locals that I talked to, 80% of them spoke three languages, and the remaining 20 spoke two, and 100% knew English. I currently lack leadership skills, but with the help of the MBA program, I am perfecting this skill. At my current job, I lead supervisory meetings and help my colleagues achieve their quarterly goals by setting up team meetings and sharing examples on how they sell certain products. Again, because of the MBA program, my communication skills are being sharpened because of the multiple presentations that are being assigned. Lastly, the passion to travel. I've been around the United States, but even though it's a big country, I cannot spend all my life just traveling the same country. In Europe, there are so many countries close together. If I want to be successful in Europe, I need to have the passion to travel to another country, especially during the weekend, and learn the different cultures and being able to apply it to my industry. Out of the four colleagues that I shadowed, two had MBAs. One worked as a wealth management officer, and the other worked as a financial officer. When I worked with the wealth management officer, I found out that he had amazing communication skills. He as well had global experience. He actually studied abroad in Germany and was able to pick up a third language. He now speaks English, Polish, and German. For the financial officer, I noticed she had great leadership skills and amazing understanding of the global economy. She would start a conversation on what's happening in China or a different country, and I wouldn't been able to keep up with the conversation. When she started talking about a national problem and how that would affect certain stock prices, even though I knew the reason behind it, I would be the last person to hear about it. She reads the newspapers daily and listens to the news constantly. In order for me to fill in the gaps so that I can be a guide in business, I need to work on keeping up with the economic situations around the world, need to visit more countries, and not only pick up with the language, but also learn their culture. And I also need to gain more knowledge of the banking industry because when I become CEO, I need to know how to run it from head to toe. By keeping up with the economic situations, I can start out by reading the Wall Street Journal every morning and get the hang of it. Then move up to the New York Times and read some global news. And after that, read world newspapers and watch worldwide news. Visiting more countries is a must in being globally ready. I have the passion in traveling and I enjoy being challenged. I would talk to my fellow colleague in the wealth management department and get feedback on his study abroad. Since I know Spanish, I can potentially start off in Spain. I believe I can easily adapt to its culture, and once I do, I can travel to other countries. Lastly, gaining more knowledge in the banking industry is my final gap to fill. Like I said before, I had 3 years working in the retail department, and in 2 weeks, I would actually start a new position in the commercial department as a credit analyst. I can use this new skill to help companies in Europe. One thing I learned from when I was in Italy is that 90% of startup companies fail. I see this as an opportunity to help those small businesses, but I cannot just dive headfirst without dipping my toe and feeling the water. I need to get more knowledge of the banking industry, and I believe with this new position, I can be ready to take on the next challenge, a manager position in the commercial department. Thank you.